Hey there, good afternoon. Fox 6 meteorologist Wes Wyatt in for JP today. I'm in the Weather Center along with Jill Gilardi. Say hey, Jill.
Hi.
We've been talking about the forecast here in the Weather Center, and one of the big stories we're talking about is the dry air that's on the way. This will bring back those fall-like conditions over the next couple of days, and you're really going to notice out there by Thursday morning, early Friday, it's going to feel a little chilly again, kind of like this past Sunday when we started off in the 50s in a lot of spots. I want to take you over to the Atlantic and show you the first major hurricane of the 2014 season out in the Atlantic, and look at the eye on this thing. This is Hurricane Edouard. It's a Category 3 now with maximum sustained winds of 115 miles per hour. Thankfully, this thing is passing to the east of Bermuda. It's moving north tonight, and then we're expecting more of a turn towards the northwest, and then it will weaken with time. But even by tomorrow evening, look how it really picks up speed, races off to the northeast once it gets picked up in the westerly flow pattern. So that's going to take that thing away from the U.S. But an impressive hurricane out there today. The heavy storm actions to the far south, places like Orange Beach and Gulf Shores. Look at the storms there with some incredible lightning, and those storms also working into northern Panama City. Looks like Dothan, Ozark, Troy, parts of southeast Alabama getting a lot of the storm activity. But look to the north here. There's a little bit of development across North Alabama to the northwest. You can kind of tell the flow patterns changing here a bit. We're seeing the wet weather moving more north to south, and as we move with time into the evening hours and overnight, we'll see the chance for a few showers and storms followed by some clearing. But we still have this surface front that's making the push southward, and that dry air that I talked about is going to really catch up tomorrow. And as we close out the week, we're talking about very dry conditions by Friday. But temperature-wise, we're in the 80s right now. We're expecting lows right around 60 in some spots tonight. We went with maybe a few upper 50s to the far north, but most areas in the 60s for lows. Highs in the 80s tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, the forecast a bit tricky because we are tracking a system in this more active northwest flow over the next few days. This cooler northwest flow aloft is going to send some showers racing towards the south in the Mississippi. We may see some clouds and maybe a few sprinkles out of this early on Thursday, but with the air being so dry, we're not expecting a great deal of precipitation. Also, take note of this. You see where we have showers here on the map. Look just north of that into Kansas. That's where Auburn's going to be taking on Kansas State Thursday night, and there's a chance there could be a little bit of rain for the start of the game. The kickoff's at 6:30, but you'll notice how even there the drier conditions take over. We're expecting lows around 59 early Friday morning, some mid-50s possible across the Tennessee Valley, so fall back in the air. And just a quick check on that kickoff forecast for the Auburn and K-State game happening Thursday night. And the weather, by the way, for the weekend Saturday for Tide fans, looking great. Highs in the 80s with lows in the 60s, and we'll be checking in on that UAB, Alabama, Auburn forecast. Of course, later on this week, we'll keep you posted there. And we're also talking about another possible big rainmaker for early next week. We'll have that in the 7-day forecast, so join us beginning at 5 o'clock on Fox 6.